All right, good day, scholars, and welcome to the beginning of our map tour application. So in case you weren't here on Monday, what our map application is going to do is going to allow users to tour parts of a city, country, or world. You can do whatever you want, doesn't matter to me, as long as it's on the Earth and it's appropriate. Basically, you're going to have 5 destinations. I already have 3 here. Let's add one more just as an example. So I'm going to go to Google Maps, and let's say I want to add, we got Santa Fe, Albuquerque, Las Cruces. Let's add, something to the west. Let's do, Gallup. Sure. So if I'm gonna add Gallup to my map here, I'll put Gallup there. I need latitude and longitude. Boom, here it is. Right click. There's the latitude and longitude. Copy it. Go back. Control V. Then we just have to separate the longitude from the latitude. I'm going to Control X to cut it, Control V, paste. And you do want to make sure you get rid of some of the commas there because we don't want those messing up our code. So five things you want to put on your map. Doesn't matter to me. We're going to put these 4 into this video here. Okay. So once you have this finished, you do have to have a website for each, but we're not going to get there just yet. We're going to go to MIT App Inventor, and you're going to open up a new application. So go to MIT App Inventor, projects, start a new project. I called mine Map Tour 2021. And you notice we got a blank phone screen here. I'm going to make mine tablet size to make it easier to see. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our user interface, right? So what we need is a map, first off, right? So we're going to go to Maps. I'm going to grab a map. We're going to drag it over here. Boom, we got ourselves a fancy map. Okay? And I'm going to make the height of this map, let's try 50%. And the width, fill parent. Boom, we got our map. You can change some stuff around about the map if you want. If you want it to be a terrain map, you can make it terrain-based. You can make it aerial, right? So it looks like the actual road there. And you can even click around and zoom in and out to kind of see what the user is going to see. Okay? So the first thing we want to do, right, is so we got our map here, that's great. We need to add our destinations that we're going to have for New Mexico, right? So yours is different, obviously. But I'm going to go ahead and go to Santa Fe because our first one is Santa Fe. So I'm going to go to Santa Fe, and I'm going to add a marker for Santa Fe. Boom, drag it over. There it is. I'm going to rename it SF for Santa Fe, just to make it easy for me. I'm also going to do Albuquerque and Las Cruces in this example. I'm not going to do Gallup. I'm just going to do the 3. You guys understand, the 3 there. So Albuquerque and Las Cruces. So I'm going to scroll out. I'm going to find Albuquerque again. Boom, there's Albuquerque. I'm going to put it right at the confluence of the highway here. That's fine. I'm going to rename it ABQ. And this is just so the user can see the markings of what we're going to be using. And I'm going to go down to Las Cruces and do the same thing. So you'll have to do one for each of the points that you chose. I'm just going to do the 3 as an example here. So Las Cruces is here, marker, boom, drag it over, rename. I'm going to call it LC. Boom. Once we got our markers here, we are going to. We need to add a button. Well, not really a button, but we need to add a drop-down sort of thing here. Because we want the users to be able to go between these things and have the map move automatically. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a, let's do it this way, layout. Let's do a horizontal arrangement. And we want that in the middle of the screen, so we're going to go to screen 1, and we're going to align horizontal center. And I'm going to grab a picker probably. I think a picker will work well for this. So boom, 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 list picker. We're going to throw a list picker in the middle of this, okay? And we're going to rename it destination picker. And the text of it's going to say, choose a destination. All right. Make it look nice, obviously. Let's make the font a little bit larger, maybe. Maybe make the shape of it rounded, make it look nice and appealing. That looks good. Underneath this, we're going to have a website. Okay. I think we're good on everything else for now. Yeah. Let's put a web viewer underneath. This is going to be pretty simple. Media? Is that what I'm thinking? Where is the web viewer? There it is. It's not a user interface. Web viewer, boom, grab it. It fills itself. We're good there. We're not going to touch the web viewer for a while. We're going to focus on the choose a destination and using the map. So first off, you might kind of want to make the map automatically start an area, right? So center from string, we have a latitude. Can I zoom in a little bit? Oh, this is going to be hard to see. We've got a latitude and a longitude. That's where the map's going to start out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my latitude for Santa Fe, and I'm going to have the map start on Santa Fe. So I'm going to do, oh, I didn't grab it all. That was confusing. Copy it. Yeah, I know. Paste it in there. Comma, space, longitude, copy it, paste it in there. Not a legal number. We're going to replace the ones that are in here already. So we have -105. We don't need it to be super, super long. We can get rid of some of these extras. And then our latitude, we're just going to grab the first few. I think having too many numbers confuses it. Boom. So now, if I make this smaller, I'm going to see our map is centered on Santa Fe automatically, right, which is nice. So that's basically the user interface for now. We might add some more later if we have time, but we're going to focus on that. The next thing we got to do is the code. So let's go to the blocks, and we need 3 variables. So I'm going to make this easy. Let's do this first. Boom. I'm going to put destinations. That's our first variable. I'm going to make a list, okay, and I'm going to add 3. You're going to have 5. I'm doing 3 for right now. Text, we're going to grab that, and I'm going to put it on each one. So this is going to be for our destinations. Again, you're going to have 5. I have 3 for my example. I'm going to duplicate this, and we're going to have one for latitude. I'm going to duplicate this, and we're going to have one for longitude. Okay? So our first destination, right? Our first destination is Santa Fe. So I'm going to put Santa Fe. Our first latitude for Santa Fe is this bad boy. So this is really long. I'm not going to do the whole thing. But I'm going to grab the first chunk of it, and I'm going to put it in the first slot. Okay? Longitude, same thing. I'm going to grab the first chunk of it, make sure to grab the negative. Okay? Put in the first slot of longitude. Now this is important, right? It has to be in the first slot. If Santa Fe is in the first slot, my Santa Fe latitude is in the first slot, my Santa Fe longitude is in the first slot. These have to match up. If they do not, it will not work. Okay? Oh gosh, how do I get rid of the pen? Clear. So if the next thing I do, right, is Albuquerque, I'm going to type in Albuquerque. I'm going to grab the latitude for Albuquerque. Again, just the first few is fine. Paste it in there. So I got my latitude. I got to grab my longitude for Albuquerque. Okay, I'm going to try and grab as many as I can. I think it'll let me have the whole thing on this part. I think it's just the map that gives some trouble here. Boom, there's that. Okay. And then finally, Las Cruces. We're going to put Las Cruces. And I'm going to grab the Las Cruces latitude. I'm going to grab the whole thing. I think that's probably the best practice here. Latitude goes there. Longitude goes, boom, longitude. Okay, so on and so forth. I'm actually going to change. I would probably use the whole latitude and the whole longitude if I can. If it'll fit, great. If not, do as much as you can. So those are my variables. The next thing I have to do is I have to make sure my destination picker will have the elements in it. Okay, so I'm going to go to before picking. Right, so before we even get a chance to pick, what it's going to do is it's going to set the destination picker elements is what we want. Elements, boom. Right? To get the global destinations. That way, no matter what is added to this right here, they will be able to choose 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, or however many you have in this variable. That's easy. Now we have to program for the map to change, right? So we're going to do destination picker again. After they pick something, right? So after they pick Santa Fe, Albuquerque, or Las Cruces, we want the map to move. So we got to go to map, and we're going to do, let's see, what would be the easiest here? Pan, boom. Pan to. I ain't talking about bread. Panning means moving left, right, up, or down on a coordinate plane. And we're going to have it grab latitude, longitude, and we're going to set the zoom level. For the latitude, right, we want it to select an item from a list. So we're going to go to lists, and we're going to select item from list, boom. Perfect, right? And what we want to do here is we wanted to select the list, and the list we wanted to choose from for the latitude is the latitude list, right? So we're going to grab get latitude list. Okay, global latitude, boom. And the index is the number, right? So we want the number that the user chose. So we're going to have it choose set destination picker selection index, selection index. Right, so if they choose the third one, it'll grab the third latitude. If they choose the first one, it'll grab the first latitude. And then what we're going to do is we're going to right click, duplicate, boom, longitude, grab longitude. Same thing. Easy peasy there. Zoom level, we're going to grab math. This doesn't work super well, so I'm just going to set it to 15, and we're going to manually set the zoom afterwards. So we're going to set map, boom, zoom level for the map. Zoom level, where is it? It's a Z, so it's probably at the bottom. Zoom level. Set map 1 zoom level to maybe 15 again. Right? This doesn't work that well. I don't know what's wrong with this. I tried testing, it didn't work for me, so we're manually doing it with a second section here. Right? So now what happens, right? So the code is done for the basics here. Okay? What will happen is the user will open up the destination picker. They'll see the global destinations from this code, right? So they'll choose Santa Fe, Albuquerque, and Las Cruces. Let's say they choose Santa Fe. Once they choose Santa Fe, it's going to call the map to go to the latitude of Santa Fe and the longitude of Santa Fe, and it's going to zoom to level 15. That's it for now. Okay? So that's the basics of it. Test the application, connect AI companion, boom, grab a tablet, see if it works. Other than that, that is the basic version of the application.